Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, girl, can you slow down? Wait a minute, girl, what's the rush now? I wanna introduce myself to you. My name is one-on-one guy to prefer now. I like the way you put your fists together. I like the way you do your hair in the morning. I see why all the boys want you, girl. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We entered the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about should the Washington Commanders trade for Dalvin Cook, running back from the Minnesota Vikings. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So the Minnesota Vikings have been looking at shopping running back Dalvin Cook since, I want to say, the draft. They have been unlucky with finding a trade partner, so I think they may end up releasing Dalvin Cook. I'm not sure, but I think that may be the possibility and outcome, because if they can't find no trade partner, honestly speaking, nobody wants to take on that Dalvin Cook's contract, so that's probably why they haven't been able to find a trade partner, because Dalvin Cook is 27 years old and he's still one of the best running backs in football, so clearly the talent is there. Maybe the health is another reason why teams probably don't want to take a chance on him, but I think it's mainly that contract. And Minnesota has a chance to opt out of his contract this season, or this year rather, right now I should say, so that's another reason that they're trying to get out of it. But nobody's been interested in trading for him. But they put out an article, I think it was Bleacher Report, that put up the top 5 landing spots for that makes sense for Dalvin Cook. And who was on that list? Guess who's on that list? None other than the Washington Commanders. You know what I'm saying? One thing that makes me pissed about the media, no, have we been a good team in recent years? No, okay? But every time, okay, it's a big trade player or a big player that's on free agency or that's released, who's always up there? The Washington Commanders. They don't even use logic, because if they use their logic and use their brain, they know Ron Rivera is not doing this. When does Ron Rivera ever trade for a big guy or sign a big guy like a Dalvin Cook? They don't use their brain. So, no, we haven't been the best talent-wise and the best record-wise and the most successful organization the past years, but not every single free agent / person that's on the trade block needs to come to Washington. This is the perfect example, because Dalvin Cook is great, okay? I would love to have Dalvin Cook. I honestly would want Dalvin Cook here, but you gotta be realistic. Is Dalvin Cook gonna come here? No. Why? Because one, we get a new owner, okay, and two, Ron Rivera isn't gonna do that. Should he do that? Probably, because he wants to secure his job, and it would just be amazing to have a Dalvin Cook in that backfield. Let's be real, y'all. I know a lot of y'all like me out there that's like, no, we shouldn't trade. I don't think we should trade for him. I don't think we're going to trade for him. That's two. And I know a lot of y'all out there like me. But let's be real. We would love to have Dalvin Cook in the backfield. A healthy Dalvin Cook? Come on. With a Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson for this season? That would be lovely, but we got to be realistic. But these articles, these media, these talking heads don't want to be realistic. They just want to look at a team and look at their roster and say, oh, they're bad, without even actually knowing and without actually even thinking, does that make sense? So that was the case in point here. So let's read the article. Okay, this is from Pro Football. I want to say this is from Pro Football Network. Okay, the link was in Bleacher Report. So let's read it. It says, a team that should be interested in Dalvin Cook, the Washington Commanders finally find a star in Cook. Pinning full blame on Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson for the Washington Commanders. Run game failure isn't fair. Run game failure? I don't know about that. Y'all, let me know if I'm tripping. Have our running game been a failure? I don't know. Has it been great? No, it hasn't been great. But was it a failure? I wouldn't consider it a failure. I think that may be a stretch. Was our offensive line run game good last year? Not really. But
once Brian Robinson got back. And then again, Brian Robinson already said in the offseason interview with Julie Donaldson, he wasn't even 100% last year. He didn't even feel like himself. And he still put up almost 1,000 yards with missing 5 games. I don't think our running game was a failure. Did Antonio Gibson role decrease? Yes, but who role increased? Brian Robinson once he came back. So I don't think our run game was a failure. Could it be better? Definitely. You can always have room for improvement. Nobody is perfect. But failure? Stretch. But let's continue to read. It goes on to say this. The Commanders had a makeshift line, okay, for much of the 2022 season, as they alluded to, and the results showed. Despite attempting the 4th most runs in the league, the Commanders were 12th in yards and 29th in touchdowns, thanks to the 4-point per carry average. Cook can't completely overcome line issues, but the Commanders put some work into help improve the unit this offseason. They drafted center Ricky Stromberg in the 3rd round and signed veteran right tackle Andrew Wiley, and offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy may lead to more varied looks that opens creases for backs and find more space. The biggest perk of adding Cook on top of getting a quality rusher is there'd be no more committee in place. Commanders head coach Ron Rivera has often utilized multiple backs throughout his career, but when there's a star, if there's a star with them, he has ridden them. He has went with them. Cook has proven capability of being a 3-down back who can help sophomore quarterback Sam Howell embrace being a starter. Now, does that all sound good and jolly? Yes. Dalvin Cook would come in here and immediately be running back 1. Love Antonio Gibson. Brian Robinson, good. And he's going to be even better in his 2nd year. Would love that. But let's be real, Dalvin Cook would be the immediate starter, but it just doesn't make sense. Nobody wants to take on his contract, okay? You already got 2 running backs that you like. Now, Antonio Gibson's contract is going to be up at the end of the season, so he's definitely going to be gone. I don't see them re-signing Antonio Gibson, which hurts me because I think they should, because he has so much untapped potential that Scott Turner didn't tap into. So I would love for us to re-sign him. I just don't think they're going to do that. So yeah, you could get Dalvin Cook to pay with Brian Robinson for the future, but doesn't really make sense. You got C-Rod, who you just drafted, who I'm super excited about. All right, he's that kind of Brian Robinson-esque guy with that bulldozing mentality. You really ain't getting that much out of him in the passing game. He can dice you up a little bit in the passing game, but that's not really his strong suit. So Dalvin Cook, on the other hand, can do both, right? So again, as great as it sounds, as wonderful as it would be to have one of the best running backs in football, it does not make sense to trade for Dalvin Cook. Let's say they cut him. Then would y'all be interested in Dalvin Cook? Again, it would be tempting at that point. He's a free agent. You don't got to pay much. You can just bring him in for 1 year and see what he does. It would be tempting. But again, I just don't see Ron Rivera doing nothing like that. I don't. Again, he's a great player, bro. He should have went to a team like Atlanta if they didn't get Bijan Robinson. Arizona, maybe. Could go to Detroit. I know they got Jameer Gibbs, but they just got rid of DeAndre Swift. Like, he needs to go somewhere else where it just makes sense. Like, it wouldn't be bad here. I just don't see our front office doing anything like that. Alright? But again, that's just what the article says. Alright, but again, the articles out there are gonna say anything that Washington, anything about a star player being released, being traded, Washington's name's gonna always be in it, because that's how the league views us. They view us as one of the worst teams in the NFL. They don't believe in Sam Howell. It's all good, baby. We just gotta wake them up, and we just gotta change the narrative. Something that we've been trying to change for the past 3 years. Alright, so that's all we gotta do. It's just another thing again. Dalvin Cook isn't bad. He's a great running back, one of the best backs in football. Easy 1,500 rushing yards, but it just doesn't make sense. Alright, because Brian Robinson is now going to be a bell cow. Look what he did last year, missing 5 games. Now he's going to be 100%. You still got AG for 1 more year, who I am super excited for this season, because the untapped potential that Scott Turner didn't tap into, I know Eric Bieniemy is going to do. I know he's going to tap into that. Look what he did with Scott Moore. Look what he did with Isaiah Pacheco. And I know Scott Moore is a mixture of wide receiver and running back, but look what he did with those guys. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, even though his role diminished. Look what he did with him at one point. Like, he's going to find a way to get Antonio Gibson tapped to a next level. And we're going to, I will go on the record right now and saying if Antonio Gibson stays healthy, this is going to be his best year. I'll go on record and say that. And he's probably going to leave in free agency and go get a bag somewhere else and be a running back one somewhere else. Which is going to pain me to see because he's a dog and he should be here in Washington. But I already know how the business goes, man. Running backs get devalued. Unless you're Derrick Henry, unless you're Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, those guys, Saquon Barkley, but even him, he's on a franchise tag, so even New York may not re-sign him. But like, unless you're just one of the backs where your team literally depends on you 24/7, you're gone. You're not gonna make it to a second contract. So that's the reality of it. So yeah, man, there you have it. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Would you trade for Dalvin Cook? How would you feel if the Washington Commanders did it? Or if they cut Dalvin Cook, would you sign him? Leave all that down below in the comment section. Y'all got my opinion on it. What do you say? As always, been boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. See you guys next time. Peace. Cost me one time, that's gonna get you pop, get you drop.